Today at September Jeep News, we're talking crazy deals on current Jeep Wranglers and Gladiators. We're talking 2025 Jeep Wranglers, and then at the end, some really cool news for you guys that like V8 Jeeps. You're not gonna wanna miss this video. Well guys, it's home sweet home. We made it back to PA and we are back from the Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion just a couple days ago. And boy, we're having fun. We had a fantastic time down there meeting everyone. And in all honesty, we were coming home expecting to have maybe some more Jeep news or some cool things that came out. And we got a lot of neat things accomplished while we were down there. The first and probably the coolest thing that I wanted to talk about is something that we've been noticing throughout the market. And as someone that always buys and sells and gets into new vehicles, I've been tracking the market pretty hard. Guys, let me tell you, there's some pretty slick deals out there for Jeep Wranglers and Gladiators if you're trying to get one in right now. Of course, we are partnered with Dan Cummins, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram down in Kentucky, and they've got some slick deals. I was just perusing their website a little bit as I always do. But I'll be real with you guys, I went on AutoTrader, searched from low to high. There are some pretty significant discounts on Jeeps. Now I know the interest rates might be a little higher than normal. Those seem to be normalizing a little bit. However, these deals on these Jeep vehicles are something that I've never seen before. So I was looking at Dan Cummins. They've got a whole wide variety of regular Rubicons on there. Almost all of them are close to $10,000 off. I saw one, there was a pink one, an Anvil one. They're down from like 63 to 53. Guys, when I was shopping for Jeeps over the past, 15 years, whatever, looking at dealerships, Jeeps never had discounts. And in fact, when you asked for one, all the salesmen were always like, Jeeps don't get discounts because they hold the resale so high. So to see these kind of incredible deals on them, besides the interest rate, is kind of satisfying for us because it means that the prices are coming down. I think that it's going to take quite some time for them to completely normalize. However, this is a step in the right direction. And a lot of Jeeps are sold in fall time, so this is kind of like the hot season for Jeeps. Winter slows down, spring picks back up, so you might see some pretty good deals here going into the winter season. You guys are want to stay locked into us because as soon as anything comes out on the new Wranglers, you know we're going to be the first to post it. Yeah, one of the cool things is, like I was just mentioning on AutoTrader, I searched some two-doors as well. I think I found one for like $27,000 brand new. Now that, even for Ryan, that's like $9 grand less than what you paid, and that's for a 24. Pretty crazy. 4xEs are obviously, there's a lot of those sitting around at our local dealer. I don't think I can even keep count of how many there are down there. People just aren't picking them up. However, I think they might start to pick them up if you get $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 off of MSRP, because especially for you lease guys, if you guys like to lease, that turns out to be a pretty killer lease deal. So it's exciting for me because I do think that this brings in a whole different audience base, because now a Jeep at mid-20s or even low 30s starts to bring in that audience base that can afford that kind of vehicle and really get into the hobby. You know, it's cool to see, and I think with that happening, if those interest rates drop along with it, we might see some really new Jeep owners out there, and we're excited for you guys to be able to get into it. That's good news that the prices are coming down. But the other thing that's kind of neat for the 2025 Wrangler, although we've only seen one model revealed, and that's the final squared edition, final edition 392, we have seen some previews about what else Jeep or Stellantis is going to do. So on Stellantis North American media, we saw a couple posts. So they were talking about the 2025 Dodge Hornet, pricing revealed, model revealed, colors, 2025 Jeep Compass. We have the 2025 Ram 1500 that I can actually go out and buy right now. It has a 3-liter twin-turbo Hurricane, so I can go buy these vehicles. And honestly, those are some crazy deals too. One was like $17,000 off, so it's a good time to get into some of these vehicles. But how does that relate to the 2025 Wrangler and Gladiator, being that there really wasn't any news besides the final edition? Honestly, I think what's going to happen is a couple things. It's conjecture here. Remember, Ryan and I are just speculating from years of experience, and normally we're absolutely correct. They're either doing one of two things. Jeep is either coming out with something really neat, so they're going to be adding on some new features, some new trim, maybe some new models, including those patents that we've talked about previously, the 4xE Gladiator that's been released in documents. Something like that is coming. So they're revamping some things, they're changing it up. Remember that Hurricane 500 logo on the hood? There's a lot that could be going on in the background. And then there's a second option, which is that they're just holding off and not releasing them because the current Wranglers aren't selling as well. That's the worst option. I don't want that one to be true. But I'll be real with you guys too, the Ford Bronco hasn't released anything for the 2025 that I've seen anywhere on the market or on the forums. So are they waiting? Are they trying to launch something cooler? Are they just holding it off a little bit? Maybe just kind of waiting to see what happens here? I really hope for that first option where they're coming out with cooler stuff, as most Jeep guys do, but time will tell. You know, of course, stay locked into us. We kind of get that news out as soon as we can and talk about it, because we had a great time down in Smoky Mountain, and the amount of people that we heard, Matt and Ryan, we ordered our Jeep because of what you posted on Jeep News, or we knew the color was out. You know, that Tuscadero 392, she knew that color was out because of our video, and she got it, you know? So it was like, how cool is that, you know, some people might think, oh, it's just Jeep News, it's whatever, but for a lot of you guys getting into the market or getting into a new vehicle, it helps because you walk into your dealership and you're more loaded. You know, you've got some ammo behind you and you can tell them this is available now. I want to get this, because a lot of salespeople don't know that kind of stuff. So while we're down at Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion, we walked by a very interesting vehicle, and I'm just going to read you a post by America's Most Wanted 4x4 that honestly I think summarizes it pretty well. So America's Most Wanted 4x4 just posted this on August 25th. I'm going to read it right from my phone. So they posted huge announcement. America's Most Wanted 4x4 is launching 2 new vehicle packages, the 392 JT and the 717 JT and JLU, powered by AMW. The 392 JT using our Hemi 392 engine conversion, and the 717 JT and JLU using our Hellcat engine conversion. Both of these packages will include factory-backed Jeep performance parts. They will also have multiple kit options available from AMW and Jeep Performance Parts. AMW is super excited to offer these brand new vehicle packages and can't wait to see them hit the roads and the trails. A pretty neat post by AMW, and honestly, it's something that got us pretty excited as we were walking by that booth, because we spotted that vehicle just by how clean it looked and how well built it was, and then just spied that 392 under the hood and got Ryan and I really talking. You know, obviously there was a build out on the side of that. It was an AMW vehicle, but there was a lot of cool things. So there were some audio systems, there were some other things added to that vehicle. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with America's Most Wanted 4x4, they are the kings of engine swaps and full builds on Jeep vehicles. They do an absolutely terrific job on building Wranglers and Gladiators. We've toured their facility. We're great friends with them, and they are amazing at what they do. This stuff looks absolutely incredible, and we had a chance to actually go in these Jeeps, take them for drives, and see how they were built, and they were just so very, very well done. As we walked by this Jeep, though, it didn't look like one of their normal builds. When I say their normal builds, it's like 42s, 8 lugs, coilovers, the whole works done to it. This, in reality, to you guys, like, it looked like more of an extreme recon Gladiator. Gladiator on 35s with a Mopar lift, some Jeep Performance Parts sliders on it. And as you got closer and started looking at different components, you could see how well crafted this vehicle was, but had a very normal looking exterior, Ryan. You can agree on that. It looked factory like an Extreme Recon. Like, I bought an XR and I was like, dang, that looks sick as a Gladiator XR. That would be perfect just the way it is. But what I think AMW is doing with these new packages that they're going to be launching is almost trying to reach the general consumer, or the average guy that wants a dang V8 powered Gladiator. It really seems like that's what they were doing with this build that was sitting in the booth, because it had the AMW logos and it had a nice 392 underneath that hood. Honestly, I think that's what they're trying to aim at with both of their new engine packages. Something that you could drive every day, take to the trails, go overlanding, and isn't, you know, the full 40s, 1 tons, coilovers, the whole works on there, which I am a very big fan of. Show you what that window sticker looked like, because I say average, that price was pretty high subjectively on the window sticker, but as you look closer, bobbed bed, a lot of work done to it underneath that you couldn't see.
Yeah, I gotta assume that there's gonna be one that doesn't have a bobbed bed. Or
take like a Sport S or something and put a V8 in it and see what the packages look like. But obviously we're gonna be talking with Jared, the team at AMW, for the launch of when those packages are coming out from them, and really see what they look like, and maybe even take a trip back out there. I knew you V8 Jeep guys, and even Jeep guys in general, would like to see something like this. And honestly, we just wanted to bring what we saw at the show to you on camera. So this is exactly what we walked by and saw, and it was a really cool experience to be able to see that in person. That's one of the biggest benefits of going to a Jeep show. Ryan and I cannot harp on it enough. We've noticed a 2024 Grille from Distinction Applied, Jeeps that look like this, all sorts of our fans when we go to a show. If you guys don't go to them, take a week of vacation, go down and see some bears and enjoy some mountain time, and go visit Tennessee or maybe Florida and really get out there and have some fun. On today's viewing of the video, we're checking out Tyler's 2012 Jeep Wrangler Sport S 2-door. This thing reminds me of my Sport. I had a 2-door JK in white just like this, built up a little bit. I regret selling that thing. I absolutely loved it. Tyler said he's 21. He's been a fan of the channel channel for a long time and loves watching it. Tyler, thank you so much. He's got a 3.5-inch rough country lift, a set of 35-inch KO2s, 15-inch Mammoth 4x4 wheels, Barricade enhanced Ruby rails, and a bunch of other fun stuff added to it. It looks like Tyler lives out towards the desert because this thing frequents out there. All the photos that he sent to us were out in the middle of a desert somewhere. Tyler, thank you so much for following the channel, and if you guys would have a chance at your rig being featured, be sure to hit us up through Instagram or send us an email. Now, Ryan and I are extremely excited to bring you content like this. We've got so much stacked up on our parts wall right now that we're going to be filming a lot of cool installs coming up, and I hope you guys enjoy those as well. Until next time though, drop a comment below. What price point would you like to see a V8 Gladiator come to? I know a lot of guys are gonna say 35 grand, 40 grand or whatever, but a factory 2024 V8 Gladiator, what would your price point be if you were the average buyer, or what price would it be to get you to buy? Now until next time though, my name is Matt, Ryan's behind the camera, and we want you to get out there and earn yours.